we're going into year 4 that he's averaging 30, 10, and 5 on over 60%. Nobody else can say that, Ron. I ran down the line. Chamberlain, Bill Russell, Oscar Robertson, Jerry West, Jabbar, Jordan, Magic, James, Curry. None of these dudes can say that they've done that.
I'm going to go ahead and put this on the screen, and you guys feast your eyes on some unreal statistics that were put up from some unreal individuals. They don't call Victor Wembanyama an alien for no reason, and they don't call Giannis Antetokounmpo the Greek freak for no reason. Hold on, let me adjust this. All right, so this is what we're looking at. Victor Wembanyama, his team went 3-0. Victor averaged 33.3 points per game, 13.3 rebounds, and 6 blocks. While Giannis, on the other hand, his team went 2-1. He averaged 36 points, 16 rebounds, and 7 assists. Thoughts, fellas? Thoughts? Comments?
Well,
reactions?
I want to start the conversation with Mars saying a couple of days ago about, what Wembanyama looked like and like the human element of this and the limits of a human. And I think what Wemby has done just in this small period of time, what Wemby has done is now basically push those limits. Now I'm thinking to myself, those 13 rebounds, could I get 15? And if I end up getting 15, could I get 17 rebounds? And I think that's what happens when you got a guy who does something like that. There's always the idea of more. And he's just been incredible, no doubt about that. But Ron, I have a daily iteration and a daily rant when it comes to Giannis, because I'm not letting it go by the wayside this season like I did last year. Giannis is averaging 36, 16, and 7 on almost 70% from the floor. And I think one of our biggest problems that we have with Giannis is that, well, that team isn't very good. Well, wait a minute. They're not Cleveland good. They're not Oklahoma City good, right? They're not, at the top of the Western Conference or the top of the Eastern Conference good. But they do have a good team. I think that they're a playoff team. And I think people, because he's so good, they expect them to be that good. And I'm not holding them to that standard. If they put that kind of group around him, I think it would be different. But what he's doing right now has been nothing short of fantastic. Ron, he had 40 and 14. He only played 30 minutes. There's a part of me that really wishes that these coaches would play these guys just a little bit more so I can see, like Mars had mentioned to me not too long ago about the steroid use and like seeing maximum human element, right? To see exactly what we could get from these guys. Well, I'm thinking the same thing when it comes to these guys playing. Like when Giannis goes 40 and 14 on 33 minutes, I'm thinking to myself, could I get 40 minutes from Giannis? Could I get 45 minutes from Giannis and possibly get 50 and 30 from him? Could I possibly get that? Just one night or 2 nights. I don't want to let him off the hook. Not let him off the hook in a bad way. I don't want to limit him in the sense that I'm saving him. What am I saving Giannis for? We're going to make the playoffs. He's shown that throughout the course of the regular season, he can hold up. So we are going to make the playoffs. So I don't want to limit him to any of this stuff. Giannis is a great passer. Giannis is the best downhill guy in the game. He's always been a great glass cleaner. This is the 4th year in a row that he's averaging 10+ rebounds. So he's always been a great rebounder. This Milwaukee team, I think they go as he goes. And I don't think Giannis is going to be able to continue to give me 36 to 16. I think that's a little nuts. But I definitely think I'm getting 30 and 10 on a Tuesday from him. I definitely think I'm getting that. No doubt about it. And the reason why I'm saying that, Ron, is because I'm thinking to myself, 36, 16, and 7 on 70% from the floor. I think that's asking way too much of him. Can he do that on a nightly basis, though? I'd be blown away if he could do that. I would be blown away.
This is my only thing, and you kind of highlighted it. This is really all up to Doc Rivers because he's averaging 32 minutes on the season.
That's
so
it.
If Giannis creeps up to 35, 36, 37,
yep.
I mean, hey, we might really test the limits of what a stat sheet could really look like with Giannis.
Right. And I just think that I feel like with Giannis, and you guys know how I feel about winning, but I don't think that this team is as good as those other teams in order to win an NBA championship. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to let Giannis's game go by the wayside, right? I don't want to let what Giannis is producing just go by the wayside. Now, yes, 100% I care about you winning when we're talking about being the best player in the world. Like that is the separator. That part of that is the separator for me. Not the entirety of it, but part of that is the separator. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to look at Giannis for what he's doing and go, well, you ain't winning, so it doesn't matter. No, I'm not going to do that. Absolutely not. Especially with what he's producing at this point. I mean, again, Ron, we're going into year 4 that he's averaging 30, 10, and 5 on over 60%. Nobody else can say that, Ron. I ran down the line. Chamberlain, Bill Russell, Oscar Robertson, Jerry West, Jabbar, Jordan, Magic, James, Curry. None of these dudes can say that they've done that. Oscar Robertson went 30, 10, and 9 for 8 straight years. He didn't do it on 60% from the floor. He didn't do that. Giannis is doing that for the 4th straight year. Malone didn't do that. Barkley didn't do that. KG didn't do that. None of these guys are doing that. And the fact that I'm seeing this guy at this space in his game, in his prime, and at the peak of Giannis, I'm not letting that go by the wayside like I did before. I'm not.
Yeah, I feel you, Chill. I do believe we need to start appreciating these guys a little bit more in their prime, especially when they're like smack dab in their prime, or they're
Yep.
starting to kind of get to the end of their prime or peak. Like we got to cherish them a little bit more. That includes Jokic too. That includes a guy like Anthony Davis, even though he might not be on their level. I'm just throwing AD out there because that's another guy that's, what, he's 30, 31, 32. So, we starting to get to the end of his greatness. Well, I mean, LeBron, Steph, and Jimmy, those guys, they've shown KD, they've shown longevity is a real thing, but you never know. So it's more like appreciating the guy while he's still doing the great things that he still does. And like, once again, Chill, the dude's averaging 32 or 36 and 16 on 32 minutes a game. That's
That's more
impossible.
than a point a minute. I don't like Moss. Moss is the advanced stats guy. I know some advanced stats, but I do know basic math, and that's more than a point a minute. That's more than a point a minute. That's ridiculous that he's doing that. And on top of that, the fact that he's looking at the long ball line way more comfortably than he did years ago. Not just the long ball line. He's actually looking to shoot the ball in the mid range way more comfortably than he did years ago. He's still taking 12 seconds at the stripe because I still count. Yes, he is. He's still taking 12 seconds at the stripe and then counting, but that's neither here nor there. His offensive game has expanded to the point where he can now get whatever he wants whenever he wants and keep the defense honest in spaces where he wasn't able to do that in the past, where you knew that you had to concede the drive because he was just so strong. The fact that you now have to concede the jump shot because it's respectable now, and the fact that he can go to it with more confidence, I think that makes him even more lethal.
Mars, would you like to just speak into your thoughts on this opening week from these two guys?
I think that I think they both started the season amazingly. The Spurs being 4-0, albeit a weaker schedule compared to some of the other teams, is very impressive to me, especially without De'Aaron Fox. Last night they pretty much dominated Toronto before Toronto mounted a comeback of sorts, but it always felt like the Spurs were in control. And part of that is because Wemby only had 1 block yesterday, but I promise you Toronto could not score at the rim when he was just in the game. Nope. It was a tough watch if you were a Raptors fan. And he had like
poor Raptors fans.
And he had like 24 and 15, I think, and he only missed like 2 shots. So
one Mars, he was 7 for 8. He only took 8 shots last night.
Average Wemby game at this point. And then Giannis is just like, I just don't know how you're meant to stop someone like that. I spoke about like the best athletes in the league, and I said I think Giannis's athleticism has declined from 2019, and then I said Amen Thompson, Zion, etc. were probably the best athletes in the league, and I probably still believe that. But Giannis, just like his combination of speed, agility, strength, length, like it just doesn't really make sense. Like some of the things he's able to do around the rim or just to get downhill, is very, very fascinating and very enjoyable to watch, especially when you put him around some spacing. Like, once again, I don't think this Bucks team is that talented. Oh, hello, Ox. Okay, nice. I don't think this Bucks team is that talented, but I do think they have the personnel that fits well with Giannis. So it like maximizes their limited talent, if that makes sense. Like, it makes them look better than they are.
Are we sure that's Ox?
Yes, you can tell.
Yes, we're sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Duh. But yeah, I do think what Giannis is doing is sustainable for the most part. Not 67% from three, but like everything else in terms of how dominant he's been around the rim, how much he's crashing the offensive glass, how good he's playmaking and his decision making. I think all of that's sustainable. Now, do I think he can up his minutes to 37 minutes? No. But in 33, 34 minutes, as long as they're dominant with him on the court, they have a chance to be in a game with anyone. And I think that's what we're seeing. Do I think they're going to be a top 3 seed? Probably not. But I think they're going to be in the playoffs. And I think that's a testament to Giannis's greatness that maybe we're becoming numb to because of how long it's been. But he's one of the 20 best players that I think have ever played this game and deserves to be spoken about as such.
And Mars, I think that's where the problem is. The fact that we become numb to it, and we shouldn't. Like, because this isn't everyday stuff. This isn't stuff that's normal. That what he's doing. Like a guy that's 6'11", built the way he's built, who runs the way he runs, who gets up and down the floor the way he gets up and down the floor, who handles the ball the way he handles the ball as fast as he runs. That's not every day. Like, there aren't guys who are doing that. I'm on record saying he reminds me, because whenever I say that somebody reminds me of somebody else, they immediately think that I think that he's that guy. No, I don't think that. I just say that he reminds me of somebody. And when I watch Giannis, he reminds me of a bigger, stronger, faster version of Doc. That's what I look at when I see him. Super freak athlete, flying through the air, can handle the basketball in transition, one of the best transition players in the game. I think he's the best transition player in the game. But what I don't want to do, to your point, I don't want this to be normal. That's why I want to spotlight this. Because when we become numb to it, what ends up happening is years later, like when you become my age, this stuff gets forgotten. And people start to think, well, it wasn't no big deal. So it's nothing. Like the dude averaging 30, 10, and 5 for the 4th straight year. That's not normal. That's not every day. No, it's not.
And chill. I hate that. Well, I don't hate. It's just it's part of the game. But you know, every time Giannis's name comes up, Jokic's name comes up. But I'm bringing it up to say, speaking of normalizing, Jokic just had 3 triple doubles to start the season, and it was like, okay, and
you know why, Ron?
Like,
the reason why is because of
He
Russ.
ain't been playing that great though.
Well, no, it's
But
because he was
still,
bad it's because he was bad in the game that everyone watched. No one watched no one really watched the Nuggets play the
busy
Timberwolves,
last night.
and definitely no one watched the Nuggets play the Suns.
Oh my
So
God.
like,
But chill, it's not
the
it's
game
not
that
because
everyone
of-
watched
It's not
was
because of
bad.
Russ, chill. It's because of Jokic. It's because Jokic is just this is what he does. That's a regular day at the office for him.
Well, the reason why I say it's because of Russ. Go ahead, Ron.
Go ahead.
Yesterday, but it's fine.
Well, Ox, the reason why I say that is because what Russ did was Russ normalized it. And Russ made it look like it wasn't a big deal. So whenever anybody else does it, all right, he went 20. I don't know if you guys know this, but for those of y'all that don't know, Joker went almost 20 and 20 last night. Like, dudes ain't doing that. How many 20-20 games have we seen?
I mean, to be honest,
25 and 17.
Laurie Marketing went 51 and 14 last night. So,
And how many
Laurie
50
Markkanen
games have we
deserves
seen
more
from
credit.
Laurie Marketing?
I
I
think
don't
that's
know.
his career.
Everybody's scoring
I think
50
that's
this
his career.
year. So everybody getting 50 this year. So that
There's
must
been
be
what
the new
3?
thing.
There's been 4 50-point games: Aaron Gordon, Austin Reeves, Larry Markkinen, and
Luka.
Shea.
Luka.
And then-
Luka
and
ain't
then-
have 50.
Oh, we're not rounding up?
And then
no,
Austin Reeves came right back with another 40 piece. Everybody scoring today. Something wrong with that, don't you think?
Jordan, we gonna get into that. But for right now, I want to hear you on Ox's reaction on just the players of the week, Victor Wembanyama and Giannis with these stat lines. Do you guys have anything that you want to speak into this?
Go ahead, Drench.
I mean, you looking at probably the 2 best players in the NBA right now. I still think Wemby's is more sustainable than Giannis, just because Wemby just stumble over, and he just not playing bad basketball like he was playing last year. Sometimes he sometimes he get beside himself, but for the most part, he playing the most efficient basketball. All the things that I had a problem with Wemby doing, he came back and addressed them. like pretty much everything. Like when I was saying he should probably kind of play like LaMarcus Aldridge a little bit instead of trying to dribble so much as catch and turn and shoot, he doing that. When I say he need to get his ass in the paint, he doing that. When I say stop shooting all them bullshit ass threes and really stop running that pick and roll, they do it sometimes, but not a lot. But he's doing that. So Fox ain't even back. That's what's crazy. Like imagine a 2-man game between him and Fox. And then Giannis on the other end, it's sustainable for him. I don't know if 36 and 16 is sustainable. Just I don't think he would play that long. I don't think he'll stay healthy that long if he keeps doing exactly what he's doing with right now. So you're looking at two of the best players in the NBA. I mean, obviously Shea too, because Shea came back down, with 3 straight great games. Last night he had an okay game, but 3 straight great games. So I mean, Wemby
he had an okay game with 23 and 8 last night. He had an okay game.
Yes, okay game.
That really is an off night for Shea, for real.
It's an okay game for Shea.
No big deal.
I mean, that's 30. What's that? 36, 16, and 7 from Giannis. Like, I'm not gonna lie, chill. That's not no big deal to me. Like, it's Giannis. Like, you know what I mean?
Nah, that's a hell of a big deal.
I know it is. I know, but it's just kind of like I expect nothing less from Giannis in the first 4 games of the season. Like, it's Giannis. You know what I'm saying? I think his averages might come down a little bit. Like 36 points, I think he'll end up averaging 32. Rebounds, he go from 16 to about 12. I think 7 assists is gonna have to be sustainable because how to Mars's point, how the team is set up. So I think he's gonna have to keep distributing, have to keep getting assists. But man, that's Giannis, man. That's just regular Giannis. Now Wemby on the other hand, I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting this. And this is crazy. It's crazy. I enjoy watching him play basketball this year so far to this point. It's just like yesterday
is this sustainable with Wemby?
I don't know. I don't know, chill. I have no idea. I'm watching. I'm just receiving information. As far as Wemby goes, I'm just receiving information, and I'm gonna keep like yesterday when he came through, and you could see he wasn't planning on jumping and doing a 360. He just had to do something. This kid is a hooper. He's a basketball player. He's a hooper. He just chill. He just go out there and he play ball, and whatever you give me, I always think it's funny when chill. You ever been y'all ever been at the park and somebody be like, oh, I'm gonna make you do this. You can't make me do nothing. I'll do anything I want to you. That's what Wemby be doing. He just like you. How you want to guard me today? You want to go ahead, force me left. Go ahead, force me right. Step back, let me shoot. Get up on me and watch what I do. He could do anything he want to do to you. So this is. I'm just as far as Wemby goes. I don't got a take on his stats. I don't know if this is sustainable. I have no idea. I'm just receiving information and I'm enjoying it while I'm receiving this information. This kid is nice.
Yes, he is.
Hey, I told y'all. Remember, I told y'all last year. Once he starts getting stronger and starts going to the rim and doing all that, then like they're just at his mercy. I feel bad for the NBA, y'all.
Well, can't we?
I do want to say, chill. This might be the best collection of top 5 talent that the league has had since maybe the 2000s. I know we had Bron, Steph, James, and KD. The
Kawhi
fifth person
Leonard.
was
Kawhi.
All right, well, you can say Kawhi.
Right.
But I'm not trying to turn this into that right now. All I'm saying is Jokic, Giannis, Wemby doing whatever the hell he's doing. I can't even quantify what Wemby's doing. And then you have Luka, who averages, like right now, Luka's averaging 46, 11, and 9. Now, granted, only 2 games, but like your opening night, you go for 43, and then the next night you go for a 49, damn near triple-double. And then, so I said SGA, Luka, Wemby, Giannis, Jokic. Yeah. Oh, and SGA, that was the last person that I didn't mention.
Right,
it's like, come on, y'all. Like, that 5 right there is insane.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is. I can't argue that point, Ron.
Damn, I wish
I'm just saying, do y'all understand the peak content that we're getting right now with the NBA?
Yeah. Yes. And it's
Like
working.
2026, this is gonna be a hell of a season.
We just seen the 7'5" dude hit a move. I can't remember what the move was. Go to the rim, jump at 360, and he could have dunked it. He could have dunked it.
If he would have, Ox, I told you yesterday, if he would have dunked it, I was out. I was turning. I was getting off the stream. I was out. Cause nope.
Man,
I was 100% out if that would have happened. I'm good. But to your point, Ron, we're in the beginning of the season, and we talked about injuries and what injuries do to confidence and how much they affect confidence. With a dude like Wemby, because Wemby is healthy, right? Because Giannis is healthy, because Luka is in better shape, how much more confidence do these guys have, not just in their ability, but in their bodies? And how much better do they look? As opposed to, my knee doesn't really feel great, so I don't really feel as good as I would about blowing past you, or my pull-up game, right? I don't really feel as good about that stuff if I'm not healthy. So I think that with these guys being in good health right now, I'm not sure how sustainable this is, and I'm really hoping that I can get it for the majority of the season. As long as these guys are healthy, I think that it just makes their confidence go through the roof. And there's a thin line between confidence and you suck, especially at the pro level, particularly at the pro level. So if these guys can stay healthy, I think that we on to something.
Sure, I'm not worried about confidence with any of these guys. But to transition though, I do want to highlight that we've had 16 40-plus games this season. All right, so let me get into it. We've had 2 from Austin Reeves. Obviously, he had a 51-piece and a 41-piece.
Yep.
We had 2 from Tyrese Maxey. He had 43 last night. What was his other game? 40.
The opening night
40,
against
42,
Boston.
Celtics.
Opening night.
It was 42, right? Against the Boston.
Low 40s. I can't remember what it was.
I know.
But he had 40.
So he has 83 points in 2 games, Tyrese Maxey.
Low 40s.
So 41 or 42.
He had 42 against Boston, I believe. Yeah.
Luka Doncic has 92 points in 2 games.
Low 40s.
49 and 49 and 43 for Luka. And ironically, Austin Reeves in his 2 50-point or his 50 and 40-point games, he has 92 points in 2 games too. So Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic.
Yeah, they're the same person.
To continue to move on though, Lauri Markkanen, a 51-point game. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit, but he had 51. Jamal Murray, 43 points last night. Giannis Antetokounmpo has a 40-point game. Jaylen Brown has a 41-point game. Cam Thomas has a 40-point game. Steph Curry has a 42-point game. Aaron Gordon, his infamous 50-point game, 10 threes. Shea, 55 points. Anthony Edwards, 41. And last but certainly not least, the alien that's not from this planet, Victor Wembanyama had a 40-point game too. That is 16 40-point games in 7 days.
Meanwhile,
Opening
Devin
week.
Booker averaging 29, by the way.
Zach
Meanwhile,
LaVine averaging 31.
Meanwhile,
they've
Devin
lost
Booker
3
averaging
straight.
29.
Yeah, and they lost 3 straight, including
Yes.
losing to the Jazz. Yeah.
Including losing to the Jazz. Yes, sir.
It's the player choice way. Yeah, them boys gon' get it started. The player choice way. Yeah, the player choice way. Come and switch lanes into the player choice way.